The CIA drugged American citizens without their consent. They erased memories. They implanted false ones. They tortured people in underground labs until their minds broke. And when they got caught, they destroyed the evidence. This is not a conspiracy theory. This is documented, declassified, and it happened. This is MK Ultra. It's 1953. The Cold War is at its peak. The CIA is terrified that the Soviet Union and China have developed techniques to control the human mind. Brainwashing, they call it. American prisoners of war are coming back from Korea saying things that don't make sense, acting strange. The CIA believes the communists have cracked the code on mind control. And they want it too. CIA Director Alan Dulles authorizes a top-secret program, Project MK Ultra. The goal: find a way to control human behavior, to make people confess things they'd never confess, to create the perfect spy, or the perfect assassin, someone who would carry out an order and remember nothing afterward. The program ran for over 20 years. It involved more than 150 separate research projects. It used at least 80 institutions, universities, hospitals, prisons, mental health clinics. Most of them had no idea they were working for the CIA, and the test subjects had absolutely no idea what was being done to them. Here's what they actually did. LSD was their weapon of choice. CIA scientists dosed unwitting subjects, soldiers, prisoners, mental patients, ordinary civilians, with massive amounts of the drug, not to study its effects out of curiosity, to see if it could break a person's will, to see if a disoriented, hallucinating mind could be reprogrammed. One of the most disturbing programs was called Operation Midnight Climax. The CIA set up safe houses in San Francisco and New York, apartments fitted with one-way mirrors. They hired prostitutes to lure men in off the street, drug them with LSD without their knowledge, and then CIA operatives would watch what happened for years. But LSD wasn't enough. They went further. Dr. Ewan Cameron, a respected psychiatrist working out of McGill University in Montreal, received CIA funding to conduct something he called psychic driving. He would put patients into drug-induced comas that lasted weeks, sometimes months. While they were unconscious, he played recorded messages on loop, thousands of times. He believed he could wipe a person's mind completely clean and rebuild their personality from scratch. His patients lost the ability to speak, to walk, to recognize their own families. Some forgot who they were entirely. These were not enemy combatants. These were people who had checked into a psychiatric clinic in Canada for depression and anxiety. They came in for help and left as different people. The CIA funded every session. Then there was Frank Olson, a U.S. Army biochemist working on biological weapons. In 1953, his CIA colleagues secretly dosed his drink with LSD at a team retreat. Days later, Olson fell from the window of a New York hotel room on the 13th floor. The government called it suicide. His family never believed it. In 1994, his body was exhumed. Forensic evidence suggested he had been knocked unconscious before going through the window. Nobody was ever charged. The experiments didn't stop at LSD. The CIA explored hypnosis, electroconvulsive therapy, and sensory deprivation. They studied whether extreme sleep deprivation could make a person suggestible enough to follow any command. They tested the effects of mescaline, heroin, amphetamines, and barbiturates, often in combinations no doctor would ever sanction. They were particularly interested in amnesia. If you could make an operative carry out a mission and then remember nothing, no interrogation could ever break them. They experimented with ways to create what they called blank slate subjects, people who could be programmed, used, and then returned to normal life with no memory of what they had done. Sub-Project 68, Cameron's work in Montreal, went furthest in this direction. Patients were kept in drug-induced sleep for up to 65 days straight. When they woke up, some didn't know their own names. One woman, who had been admitted for postpartum depression, woke up believing she was a child. She had to relearn how to walk, how to talk, how to exist. She never fully recovered. She was 26 years old when she checked in. The CIA paid Cameron over $60,000 for his work, a significant sum in the 1950s and 60s. The funding was funneled through a fake foundation to hide the connection. McGill University never knew where the money was really coming from. In 1973, CIA Director Richard Helms ordered the destruction of all MK Ultra files. Thousands of documents shredded. The program would have disappeared completely from history, except for one thing. A small batch of files had been misfiled in a financial records building. They survived. In 1977, those files were discovered during a routine search. A Senate committee was convened. Former CIA Director Stansfield Turner testified. The American public found out for the first time what their government had been doing in secret for 20 years. The CIA admitted to everything. Then they said it had stopped. Then they said nobody would ever face consequences because the evidence had been destroyed. No one went to prison. Some victims received small settlements, not enough to cover what had been taken from them. Ewan Cameron died in 1967, before the truth came out, celebrated as one of the most respected psychiatrists of his generation. Here's what stays with you about MK Ultra. It wasn't run by rogue agents acting outside the system. It was authorized at the highest levels of the CIA. It used some of the most respected scientific institutions in North America. It ran for over 2 decades, and it only came out because they failed to destroy one filing cabinet. How many programs didn't leave a filing cabinet behind? If you want more buried truths like this one, subscribe. There's a lot more they didn't teach you.